Howdy friends, it is Sunday evening, and you know what that means. It is time for our big rematch against Gym Leader Blue. So, we are here in the fighting dojo. As you can see, it's cleared out quite a bit. Blue is the only one left since we've been doing a lot of training. And our team is currently all at level 67, which I think is the same level as his lowest Pokemon. So it should be a pretty fair match. I have Rod in the lead because I suspect that he is going to start with Executor once again, so we shall see. Good. Thanks for coming to lose to me. Well, same old Blue. Let's see if we can knock some sense into him. Just like last time, 6 Pokemon. I'm guessing his team hasn't changed too much because it was already a pretty good team. And sure enough, he does lead with Executor, so Rod is a very good choice because Mega Horn is 4 times super effective. We just have to really hope that this move actually hits. And it does. Alright, this should definitely be a one-shot. The only way it wouldn't be is if it was holding like a Focus Sash or Focus Band, but I don't think it is. So that's a really good start because it means he will not have Trick Room up. And level 68. Didn't realize that Rod was so close. It's funny, back on like, I guess it was Wednesday when I was training the first time. Oh, this isn't good. But let's go for Stone Edge. Because of all the close combats, I would get up against Chuck's Primeape, and it would use Swagger to increase my attack by 2 stages. So at +2 attack and like -4 defense, my confusion damage took Rod all the way down to 6 HP, just in one hit. But Rod was actually able to survive a Pidgeot's Air Slash from 4 levels higher, so that's pretty impressive. And it is 4 times super effective and gets stab. Of course, we couldn't quite take out Pidgeot, since Stone Edge does not get stab, but did get it pretty darn low, and I imagine that because of the Citrus Berry, Blue will not be using a full restore. So Steel Wing, not the brightest move there. I would have gone with Air Slash again because Steel Wing has a lesser accuracy chance. But this is still pretty good. So we could bring in Cian or Leah. Let's bring in Cian. A Thunderbolt should be enough to finish off Pidgeot. Even though we might be slower. We are not. Once again, Cian surprises me with his speed. Doesn't look like a speedy Pokemon, but I think Magmortar is like base 85 speed or thereabouts. It's not too bad. And Rhyperior, okay, good choice. I forget what he had last time. Was it a Rhydon? I think it was a Rhydon. Tyranitar must have been in like Fire Red and Leaf Green. Okay, so I'd love to stay in and use Sunny Day and get a Solar Beam off, but I think he's going to use like Rock Wrecker or Earthquake and probably one-shot Cian, since Rhyperior has a very high attack stat. Can switch in Kroot in case there's an Earthquake. Don't want to switch in Olive in case there's a Head Smash. The best switch I think would be Cherry, but I'm really worried that, well, let's go for it. Because if he uses Rock Wrecker, he has to rest on the next turn, so if Cherry can endure the hit, which might be hard, Rhyperior has a high attack. Okay, Stone Edge I think we can survive, and we will be faster, so we'll be able to use Seed Bomb in return. And a critical hit. Stone Edge does have an increased critical chance, so that's fair. Alright, so let's bring in Leah then. So that's a shame. I could go for a Rain Dance here, but I don't want to take like another Stone Edge because Leah is not as bulky as Cherry, so she might not survive one hit. So I'm just going to go for the Surf. The question is, does his Rhyperior have the ability Filter? If it does, this might not be a one-shot. But even so, it has low special defense, so it probably would be. And regardless, it was. So nicely done, Leah. And he doesn't have a grass type, so Machamp is his neutral matchup. We should be faster because Machamp is fairly slow, and I'm pretty sure it has a weaker special defense than defense. And with the Mystic Water, our Surf and our Outrage should be about equal. Dynamic Punch, okay, so being 2 levels higher, that didn't do a lot of damage, but Dynamic Punch will do a lot of damage in return, and it'll confuse Leah. Normally, Dynamic Punch only has a 50% accuracy chance, but Machamp can have the ability No Guard, which means that attacks cannot miss Machamp, but Machamp's attacks cannot miss either. So I would love to switch in like Olive to avoid the confusion for Leah and save her for maybe Arcanine. But I don't think we're going to have that luxury, because I'm worried that I'll switch an Olive to a Dynamic Punch, and it's a neutral hit, and it'll confuse Olive, so... yeah, let's go for Surf and just do some more damage on it. If we don't hurt ourselves with confusion. Okay, we didn't. Good. So this Machamp is definitely concerning. We do have Togekiss, but Air Slash has that 5% chance of missing that I'm a little bit scared of. Alright, so who does he have left? He has Arcanine, Gyarados, and... is that it? We've already defeated Rhyperior, Executor, and Pidgeot. So yeah, he just has Gyarados and Arcanine. I don't want to bring in Crude against Machamp, that's not a very good matchup. Cian is also not very good against the last 2 Pokemon. Let's bring in Cian just because I'm pretty sure a Flamethrower will finish off Machamp, and we should be faster. Okay, and Machamp is just out of full restore range, thankfully. And if Gyarados comes in, as I suspect it will, it might be slower, so we could try the Thunderbolt. Intimidate does not affect Cian's special attack. Tyranitar! He does have Tyranitar and Rhyperior. Okay, well, that's not what I thought. Okay, so luckily we do have Olive waiting in the wings. We could do Tyranitar versus Tyranitar, but his is 3 levels higher, so I don't want to go for that. Not that I don't have confidence in Crude, but I think Olive would be the safer bet. So Aura Sphere should do a lot of damage to it, but I guess I have 2 choices here. I can either go for Sunny Day, which will get rid of the Sandstorm and thus make Tyranitar's special defense back to normal. Or I could use Thunderbolt just to get some damage off against it. Let's use Sunny Day, because there's always the chance that like Stone Edge might miss, and then I can Solar Beam next turn, so why not? Thankfully we are faster, or that could have been really bad, because Tyranitar at full HP could probably survive an Aura Sphere. Rock Slide. More accurate than Stone Edge, but not as powerful. Will it be a one-shot? It will. Okay, a little surprising there. I thought Cian would be able to survive a Rock Slide. Okay, but the Sunlight is strong, which means no more Sandstream boost. So it is now 2v2 here. This is really close. Luckily, Olive is not locked into choice specs. Aura Sphere it is. So it is 4 times super effective, but we don't get Stab. We don't have an item boosting us, and we are weak to Rock Slide. So if this is not a one-hit knockout, that could be really bad. And it is. Whew, sigh of relief there. Luckily, Olive has a very good special attack stat, and Tyranitar's special defense isn't super strong outside of Sandstream. So no Gyarados, but it does have Arcanine. Alright, that's good because Arcanine is a little more, weaker against Tyranitar than Gyarados would be. Whereas Gyarados and Tyranitar are weak to each other. Tyranitar can resist Arcanine's stab attack and deal super effective damage in return. And we got the flinch, very nice. So unless Air Slash misses, we won't even need to bring out Kroot. Perhaps I'm the one who's unprepared. Now Blue's starting to catch on. And there's the Air Slash. Alright, so a nice, fun, tough battle, just like last time. But our team managed to pull out the win. Kind of surprised he doesn't have Gyarados, though. I would have given up like Machamp as opposed to one of his iconic Pokemon. Haha, my scare tactic doesn't scare you at all. Well, alright guys, that is our rematch against Blue, and that concludes our rematches against the gym leaders from both Johto and Kanto. So, for the rest of this episode, we are going to capture a legendary Pokemon, or at least try to. The iconic legendary from Generation 1, the one and only Mewtwo. Ironically, there's Mew, but there's no other Mewtwo. So I'm going to take a brief break and switch out our team a bit, and then be right back. Alright, and we are back just north of Cerulean City, which is kind of appropriate because this is one of the locations where you face blue in Generation 1 games, or Johto-based games. We are going to pop a repel and then jump into the water. I did stock up on quite a few more healing items, as well as 20 more max repel, since you never really know what you're going to need in Cerulean Cave. And as you can see, we now have our Pokemon catching team with us, as well as a bunch of HM moves, because I think you need most of them in this dungeon. Alright, here it is. Once you have all 16 gym badges, you can enter. And we now do twice over. There's a Magneton in the background. And we do need Flash, so it's a good thing we have good old Flaffy here. It's nice too that we have one last chance to let Flaffy shine, so to speak. Alright, so I'm not really sure where I'm going. I like the coloring of this cave. Everything has a green tint to it. Everything here is just a little bit off. As they used to say, don't adjust your television sets. So it seems like Cerulean Cave is very similar to its layout in Gen 1. A bunch of mazes on this floor, and I don't know if we have Rock Smash. We don't, but we probably have some Pokemon that could learn it. I'm sure Golem can, maybe Kingler. Flaffy can. Oh, sweet. Okay. That's good, so we don't have to delete him. Actually, Gengar can too. That's really surprising. So we can delete a move that we don't really need, like, say, Tackle. I was thinking we'd have to delete a move on, like, Kingler or Golem, which might be probably not a big deal, but a little more substantial. Alright, so we do have to do 2 Rock Smashes here. Might encounter wild Pokemon, but let's see what this item is. Could be something good. And we could always find a Heart Scale too. Not that it matters much at this point. I think the movesets we have are the ones we will stick with. And it's TM24, Thunderbolt. So if I had waited to get Thunderbolt for Cian, we would have been waiting a very long time. Alright, so I imagine the ladder we need is probably like the last ladder, or maybe the second to last ladder, just to make it a little more confusing. But we have a little bit of time, so I'm okay exploring a bit and seeing what we find. And we have plenty more max repels to use. Alright, let's check out this ladder next, or these 2 ladders next. A nugget, we could sell that for money, although after all of our gym battles, and especially my my training against the gym leaders, I had like 600 Poké Dollars. Spent quite a lot of that making sure we had more than enough for this episode. And for the Elite Four rematch, we might need some revives and potions for in between battles there. And some more revives, just in case. I'm guessing there are hidden items here? No. There are probably hidden items around somewhere. Huh. Kind of surprising. That seems like a pretty obvious place to add one. Well, alright then. If I was really worried, I could use our item finder or dowsing machine, but at this point I think we really have all the items we really want. Anything else is just icing. Get another revive. Anything over here? Nope. What about that guy? Still nope. How about here? Just a lot of dead ends. Yeah, I would not mind at all if they did like a 1,000-step repel in the later games. That would be really nice. Hey, a PP up, so we actually could use that. In fact, well, I won't use it yet, but we'll have to try to remember to use those before we take on the Elite Four. Probably won't make a difference, but you never know. Oh, also, I realized earlier this episode I called Rhyperior's ability Filter. Filter is a very similar ability, has the same effect pretty much, but Rhyperior actually has Solid Rock, which I believe Camerupt shares. Filter is known by, like, I think Mega Agron and I want to say Mr. Mime. I feel like this might be the way to Mewtwo, so let's try the other letter first, just to rule it out. Or the other way could actually be to that item over there. This is a big open area, so that makes me think maybe this is the way to Mewtwo. Not a lot of point guessing right now. Hey, a PP up. Okay, so a pretty good item. And we found a hidden item at last. But it does look like a dead end. Alright, so down we go. I'm thinking I might use those PP ups on Rod Stone Edge. Oh, this is the way we came. Since I tend to use them on moves that only have 5 power points to begin with, and we don't have too many of those left. Okay, so I see a bit of a fork in the road up here. Let's check out these areas first. And we have a wild battle. It's not too bad, though. We can see what kind of Pokemon are in here. A Golbat and only level 39. Not too tough. Okay, watch it use like Confuse Ray and end up killing my Tyranitar. Mean Look isn't so bad though. Alright, take 2. You know, I probably should just use Crunch because it's going to be a knockout, especially with the Life Orb. Actually, I probably should have just ran the first time because now we have to heal up from the Life Orb damage, but... Oh well, a little more XP for Kroot. You'll notice I actually did spend a little bit of time training up. Got our team to level 68. I feel like that'll be a good level to take on the Pokemon League. Based on his previous battle, I think that's probably the lowest level that Lance's Pokemon are at. Sea Incense. That is for, I think, Mantike. The unevolved form of Mantine. Can't think of who else it would be for. And a Magneton. Seems like overall there's some pretty similar Pokemon here to Generation 1. I think Magneton might have only been here in yellow. Well, I don't know, I could be wrong. Might have been. Actually, Electrode I think was in red and blue. There were some actually rather interesting Pokemon here in red and blue. You could find Chansey here and Ditto. But at this point in the game, this was really the end of the game, so there wasn't too much point in catching them here to use. It was more to catch them just for your Pokedex. Especially if you didn't want to do this far as in for Chansey. Alright, one more and then we'll use a Repel. Especially because I don't know how long it's going to take to actually catch Mewtwo, and we're already approaching the 20-minute mark. Alright, quick Earthquake, then we will use a Repel and a Citrus Berry, and we should be good to go. So I did look up the moves that Mewtwo knows. It is at level 70. And actually I trained up, it is actually very early Monday morning now. I spent the rest of Sunday rematching Blue, who was a tough trainer to rematch, but we did get some good matches and some experience. Alright, Max Repel, and a Berry. You can see I used quite a number of Lepa Berry. That was earlier in the day when I was training against Sabrina to train up Gengar. As you see, Gengar is level 80, and that is because Mewtwo is level 70, and Mewtwo has base speed 130. Gengar only has base speed 110. And even though our Gengar does have some speed EVs, still not sure how his speed was going to shake out against, so that's the entrance. Ooh, a rare candy. Another item that I don't mind having. Kroot is surveying the area. Good. Constant vigilance. Alright, let's head back over here, though. What was I saying? Oh, I want to make sure the Gengar is faster. Okay, so I'm guessing this ladder is going to be, or this ladder is going to be the way to Mewtwo. I think it's the only one we haven't tried yet. Have to go up to go down, right? Oh wow, big maze, okay. So that's a dead end. This leads to an item. An Ultra Ball, but I do have close to 100 Dust Balls, and we'll probably just need them. At least there are no trainers here, like in Seafoam Islands. Wouldn't make a lot of sense there. That's a lot of sense though, because I can't imagine too many trainers have beaten all 16 gyms. Okay, that's a dead end. Maybe there's an item there, but I don't really care that much. I want to find Mewtwo. I don't think that Rock Smash led anywhere. What about down here? And that ladder's the way we came, right? This could be promising. Oh, I see an item and a dead end. Okay, well, since we came all this way, we'll grab the item. An Odd Incense. That is, I think, for Pseudo Widow. No, that's can't be for Pseudo Widow because that's the Rock Incense, which we already have. Odd Incense. Could that be Why Not from Wobbuffet or Mime Jr. for Mr. Mime? It's probably one of the two. I would guess Wobbuffet if I had to guess, but not really sure. Not really an expert on baby Pokemon. Alright, let's go left. Nope. Alright, well, let's go right. This better be the right way, because I think I've done every other way. Okay, it looks promising. Yeah, I see like a little ditch down there. Alright, cool. This seems like the way to go. And rock climb. So we do have Golem, which might be good because it looks like we may need rock climb. Maybe that's just a shortcut. Probably not though. Usually in areas like this, you either need an HM or you don't. Little pool of strange green water there. Can't surf in it. Not sure I would want to. I'm guessing this is not the way to go. Whoop, there's a step. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. Alright, whatever other items there are here, I probably won't bother with. Or maybe I'll get off screen. So there is some rock climbing over there. Maybe the rock climb areas are just for extra items, and you don't need that from Mewtwo? Maybe I'm wrong. Black sludge, that's like leftovers, but for poison types. Alright, glad Crude is happy. But time to get our game faces on. So Mewtwo's level 70, that's why I trained Gengar to level 80. Oh, and there he is. Okay, let's save. Since I did break the recording. Break it into 2 pieces, I mean. Don't think we're going to kill Mewtwo, but just in case. And it only knows one attacking move, Psycho Cut. So, Crude will be a good Pokemon to keep in. Although I'd like to put Mewtwo to sleep, so I don't know how this is really going to work, but it'd be great if Tyranitar knew a sleeping move, but I'm not sure it can really learn any. Alright, let's see how this goes. Also, I gave Gengar the Bright Powder, because there's no point giving it a Citrus Berry when it can't survive one attack from Mewtwo, having such low defenses. But Bright Powder might make Mewtwo miss, and that could be very useful. Alright, so we are going to start with Hypnosis. Mewtwo to sleep so it can't deal damage, and then we'll, I think, start with some Nightshades, just to get some damage on it before we bring in Kingler. I may also just end up going for Paralyze with Flaffy, just to bring in Tyranitar and then throw balls at it, as opposed to trying to keep putting it to sleep over and over again and reviving Gengar, and you guys saw how well that went with Moltres. Oh, are we too high of a level? I don't think we are. I think 3 Nightshades might be just about right here. It's going to be close, but on the bright side, if we do knock it out, we saved right here. That's really close. Psycho Cut, but it missed! Oh, thank goodness for Bright Powder. Alright, let's put him back to sleep again. We missed as well. Amnesia, that's totally cool. Still not going to use a Shadow Ball, because I think it would probably knock out Mewtwo. Alright. And I think one more Nightshade should be just right. Do I want to risk it, though? I don't know. I don't think it's gonna... after the first one, I was thinking it would be okay, but now that I look at it, I don't think it's gonna be the right amount, so... I could also bring in Flaffy and use Flash. That could be a pretty good strategy to lower Mewtwo's accuracy. In the long term, that might pay off quite a bit. Actually, it's not a bad strategy at all now that I think of it. But let's start... let's actually use Thief, because it's super effective, even a crit... Oh, Quick Claw. That's why I gave Kingler Quick Claw. Even a crit I don't think will be a knockout now. Oh, Psycho Cut. That is the one I didn't want to use. Weldrats, okay. Whoa, it survived! Go Kingler. Okay, I did not think that was possible. Mewtwo being 30 levels higher, getting stab. Alright, well we have tons of Hyper Potions. I'm going to use them until Mewtwo uses a move besides Psycho Cut, which will be most of the time. 3 out of 4 chance. Amnesia, okay, that's totally cool. And it'd be awesome if we got another quick thing, Quick Claw trigger. Guard Swap swaps our defense boost, but we don't have any, so... Oh, actually, we get +2 special defense now. Although Mewtwo doesn't have any special attacks, so... doesn't really make a difference here. Up, Mewtwo gets it, swaps right back. Yeah, kind of just a weird thing to give Mewtwo. It also has attack swap, but we're not boosting our attacks, so I don't know. Another Quick Claw, very nice. Getting a little bit of luck here. Power swap. So if I had like Sword Stance, this might matter, but I don't, so it doesn't. And yet another Quick Claw trigger. Alright, good job, Kingler. That should bring Mewtwo down to 1 HP. I think it's there right now. I'm going to keep using it, though. Because, yeah, why not? Just in case it's not actually at 1 HP. It might be at like 2 HP, which does actually matter. Not a lot, but a little bit when it comes to the calculation. Alright, so I'm just going to use an attack now just to let Mewtwo finish off Kingler. In that case, I was glad to use Psycho Cuts. We can bring in another Pokemon. I could paralyze Mewtwo, but I think I'm going to go for the whole Flash strategy, because I'd rather keep in Gengar, keep putting it to sleep, and if Mewtwo is going to miss most of its Psycho Cuts, that'll be awesome. Flash. Because that means I can just leave Gengar in, keep using Hypnosises. That'll be awesome. So Flaffy's really getting a chance to shine here. Pun intended that time. Power Swap, sweet. You just keep using those moves, Mewtwo, and that will keep lowering your accuracy. Good job, Flaffy. Flaffy evolves with the Thunderstone, right? I should have evolved into Ampharos before this battle. Probably wouldn't have made a difference, but you never know. Alright, so Flaffy did get 2 flashes off, not too bad. Let's bring in Gengar. And I'm going to put Mewtwo to sleep. Or I won't, and Psycho Cut will hit. It is super effective, so I imagine it would be the knockout, but I don't know, Mewtwo's attack is not nearly as good as its special attack, so no, not quite. So let me go ahead and just use a Hyper Potion. So those 2 flashes will make Mewtwo miss half the time. And that means it'll only actually land damage on Gengar 1/8 of the time. Actually, a little less than that because of Bright Powder. So, we're in a pretty good position here. I could revive Flaffy to use some more flashes, but I think we're in good enough shape at the moment. As you can tell, Mewtwo does have pressure, so our power points are being drained, but we do have quite a few level berries left, even after my battles against Sabrina, training up this Gengar. Alright. At long last, it is time to start throwing our Pokeballs. Pretty sure Dusk Ball is the way to go here. We are in a cave and it's nighttime, so either way we do get the bonus. Could we be so lucky? No. The answer is no. I shouldn't have said anything. And Psycho Cut. And it hits. Alright, so I guess we used up all of our luck with those Quick Claws earlier. And is that a crit? No, not a crit. Okay. So, once again, we use a Hyper Potion. Luckily our Pokemon don't have pressure, or we'd be wasting Mewtwo's power points twice as fast. Okay, Power Swap, that's just fine. Mewtwo actually has pretty easy moves, only having one attacking move, and its other moves don't really matter that much. It doesn't know like Safeguard, or Recover, or Rest. Although I don't think it can learn Rest by level up. One of these days we'll hit. I did think about giving Gengar an item that would increase its hit chance, its accuracy, but I think you have to buy those from the game corner. Alright, Mewtwo. Let's not drag this out. It's going to be a long episode either way, but I'd rather not make it super long. I do want to get to bed at a reasonable hour and get ready for our rematch against the Elite Four. I probably should have some time tomorrow night, so we might do that then. At this point, we're really done all of our time-gated things in the game. All of our gym leader phone numbers and rematches. Everybody else we have to face and every Pokemon we have to catch is available 24/7. Alright. All this to throw some Dust Balls. It might be, I don't know, it might be better or faster just to bring in Tyranitar and just chuck Dust Balls at it or paralyze it with Flaffy. But, I don't know. It has a better chance of being captured if it's asleep, like twice as good, I think, or almost twice as good, the way the equation works. But if I could get twice as many throws in against it in the same amount of time, then it's probably better just to paralyze it and just constantly chuck Dust Balls. But we'll see. Maybe I'll let Mewtwo knock out Gengar and you know, let's go with that. So what I'm gonna do here is revive Flaffy. Oh, okay. And yeah, let's go ahead and I might regret this, but we're gonna keep putting Mewtwo to sleep until it knocks out Gengar. Then I'll try to bring in Flaffy, use a Thunder Wave, and just go from there. I did actually run the equation on what the chances are of catching Pokemon around Mewtwo's level with 1 HP and being asleep. And I want to say it was like 8%, so like 12 balls on average, which isn't too bad. So it'd be like 4% if it was paralyzed, or maybe 5%. But oh, all these like 3 shakes are making me like really tempted just to keep going. Guard Swap. I'm so torn here because once I paralyze it, there's no going back. Alright, well, we're getting so close with Gengar. Let's just keep up Gengar. After all, I didn't do all this leveling up for nothing. Although we will have to use a Leva Berry pretty soon. Alright, finally getting some misses. And speaking of misses, Alright, so now we have to use both a Hyper Potion and a Lepa Berry. Maybe what I'll do is I'll keep doing this, and if Mewtwo gets a critical hit, then I'll bring in Flappy and go for the Paralyze. Alright, Amnesia, very nice. That'll give me a chance to use one of my precious Lepa Berries. Only 15 left. We do have some Ethers and Elixirs, so I'm not too worried. In fact, I probably should use one of them, because that would have healed it up 28 PP. Like a max Ether. Oh well. If we run out of these Hypnosises, then I will go for that. Because besides these wild Pokemon battles, the only other time I would use one is between battles, and then I don't mind using 2 Lepa Berries instead. Alright, here we go. Fingers crossed. Not crossed enough. It is nice that they added the item last use thing. Hopefully they keep that throughout the other generations. I think they do. At least the ones I've played. Alright, come on, Mewtwo. I know you are arguably the strongest Pokemon in this game, but no use standing on pride. Power swap again, doesn't really matter. Very nice. Alright, fingers and toes crossed this time. Apparently not enough fingers and toes cross. But with a plus or minus 8% chance, we're bound to get lucky sooner or later. Hopefully sooner. And Mewtwo wakes up. But it missed. Cons and pros, but we missed 2. Cons and pros and cons. Special defense is really high now, but it can't go any higher. But I'm pretty sure every attack is guaranteed to do at least 1 damage, even if it would do like 0 damage. I don't know if it rounds up or if it's just set to always do at least 1 damage. So it doesn't really matter at this point. Okay, let's go ahead and use a. What do we have here? A max Ether, I think I want. 22. All that rock smashing paid off. Perfect. I should have been using this a long time ago. So I am a little worried about Mewtwo running out of power points. We are getting to that point fairly soon. Hopefully Guard Swap and Power Swap have like 40 PP, but I don't think they do. I think it's more like 20. Alright. Maybe even 10. I really have no idea. Those are very niche moves that I don't use very often. If at all, really. Could use the Master Ball, but again, just I have a bad habit of hanging on to those in case I find a shiny or something. It'd be really cool to find a shiny in a Let's Play, but haven't found one since I started recording. Even if I found one like off camera, like when I wasn't recording, I'd probably still wait till I got my recording software hooked in, and just to show you guys. Come on. Nope. Good try. And I think Mewtwo, like the others, you can always reface if you have to after defeating the Elite Four. From what I was reading, if you defeat them in a rematch, it resets all the legendaries you accidentally knocked out. And it sounded like you could do that pretty much infinite times until you catch them, but don't quote me on that. don't want any angry comments if that's not the case and you miss your chance. And from the sound of it, it sounded like the same was also true of Snorlax and Sudowoodo, if you missed them. Basically any overworld Pokemon. Alright, fast asleep, very nice. Come on, Mewtwo. Just wasting my dust balls. Nope. Alright, well, not sure what else I really can talk about at this point. I do have one item on my list of things here, but I can't read my own handwriting, so I feel like it says 2019 / something, but I don't know what that was referring to or what that means, so I guess we'll never know. I guess I could talk a little bit about our next Let's Play, which is going to be Alpha Sapphire. I am very excited to play that, since I haven't played a Generation 3 game in a very long time, and I really enjoyed those games a lot. They were sort of like the last, I guess, old school games, as far as, like the last games that came out when I was like really young. Like when Generation 4 came out, I was more of a teenager, I think. But Gen 3, I was still a kid, or around that age, and Pokemon was still like new and exciting and popular, and everybody was playing it, and I really had a good time playing those games. It was a really cool region too, with a lot of cool things being introduced, like double battles and abilities, contact moves. They had those secret hideouts. It was just like I don't know how to phrase it, a very like childish but not in a bad way, like a fun, bright game. Whereas like Gold and Silver were a little more serious, a little more like based on legends and kind of tough Pokemon. We got it. Generation 3, it seemed like it was a little more fun and sunny, and the whole weather thing was really cool with the teams and the legendary Pokemon being linked together. I always thought that was pretty cool. So, very much looking forward to playing that, and hopefully you guys will join me when we do. But a few episodes of Heartgold yet left, and I'm glad, because I'm having a lot of fun playing this game too. Because its battle abilities were raised to the ultimate level, it thinks only of defeating its foes. Always been a fan of Mewtwo. Alright, we are not going to give it a nickname, and we are going to send it to Bill's PC. And, yeah, that is about it. I might grab these items while we're here. I might not. Don't really care that much. But alright guys, that's it for tonight. I'm going to get some sleep. When I see you next, hopefully tomorrow, then we will be facing the Elite Four once again. Should be a lot of fun. I will see you all then.